Nama Sri Dewi, saya berperan sebagai Ibu Mawar, CEO dari Indo Textile Company. Sabira.
Ni hao, Wajau Natalia Ayu Larasati. Saya berperan sebagai Christina Asli, sebagai IR Manager of Katan USA Company. Xie.
Halo, nama saya Yu Pamungkas. Saya berperan sebagai Ibu Melati dan mempunyai jabatan sebagai IR Manager pada PT Indo Textile. Terima kasih.
Hello, my real name is Rizaida Pramesti. I'm here as Mrs. Georgia Evelyn. I'm as the spokesperson and also moderator.
Watashi wa Satya desu. Saya berperan sebagai George Thompson sebagai CEO dari Katan USA Company. Arigato.
Permisi.
Silahkan masuk.
Selamat pagi, Bu.
Silahkan duduk.
Jadi begini Bu, saya ingin melaporkan hasil diskusi dengan PT Katon US bahwasanya kami diundang untuk melakukan negosiasi di PT Katon Company di Lubbock, Texas, US pada hari Senin tanggal 17 Desember 2018 pukul 10 pagi waktu US.
Baik, laporan saya terima. Tolong persiapkan segalanya.
Baik Bu, akan segera saya laksanakan.
Terima kasih.
Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Have a seat.
Okay.
Okay. Follow me.
Welcome to the United States. Good morning, the honorable guests here. Hope you guys having an amazing day in the USA. Today, I'm Mrs. Georgia Evelyn. I'm here as the moderator and also as the spokesperson. Let me take a moment to introduce all of the participants in this room. First, from the right side, let me introduce the CEO of Cotton USA Company, Mr. George Thompson, and our International Relation Manager, Mrs. Christina Ashley. And from the left side, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our guest from Indonesia, Mrs. Mawar. She is the CEO of Indo Textile Company. And Mrs. Melati, she is the International Relation Manager of Indo Textile Company in Jakarta, Indonesia. We are really appreciate your attendance in the USA. Give applause, everybody! Okay, before this meeting begins, let's pray together. And now, pray begin. everybody for the time. Well, since everyone is here, let's get started. We are here now what we had discussed some important points on our last agreement through the email. But then again, now as the final topic that we will discuss with a topic that focus on product inspection and damage detection. Before that, we need to clarify about the deal negotiation through the email. First, about the product quantity and shipment price, and soon that we will be explained by Mrs. Christina after this. Now, I would like to welcome Mrs. Christina. Time is yours.
Thank you for this opportunity. Now, I would like to read and clarify the last agreement that will be read on the sales contract through the email. First, the textile company has agreed that they will order 10,000 kilograms as the first order. 2. The textile company has agreed with the price US 1.5 kilograms cotton with total price US 15,000. Third, the textile company has agreed there is no discount until the third order. Fourth, the textile company has agreed under the Incoterm free on board. 5. The textile company has agreed to use in irreversible LC. 6. The textile company has agreed that the LC payment at site. 7. The textile company has all participant and transshipment. Last both of the textile company and cotton US company obey under the rule of Mandiri Bank Indonesia and Bank of America as the payment transaction. That's all the last agreement that we made.
Thank you for the time, Mrs. Christina, for the explanation. And now, it's time to call the beautiful lady, the CEO from Indo Textile Company, Mrs. Mawar. Mrs. Mawar, time is yours.
Thank you for the time, Mr. Georgia. Here I would like to respond from our last agreement. I completely agree with our last agreement, but we have discussed about the liability of this company. Here I would like some question. First, how if there is a completely product such as the quantity is not same as written on contract? Second, how if we find defect product when the goods has arrived in Indonesia? Third, how do we make a claim warranty? Last, how long will the warranty be given after the product has arrived? Alright, that's all the temporary question that we need to know with full up and respect.
Thank you, Mrs. Mawar, for the question. And now, it's time for Mr. George to give answer from the Mrs. Mawar question. Now, Mr. George, it's time for you to respond.
Thank you, Mrs. Mawar. With all due respect, let us to explain and answer your following question. After we consider it, I will answer your question one by one because if that's all really from our real mistake. First, if there is incomplete product after the product has arrived, Cotton USA Company will give the rest quantity of the less quantity that they sent before. Cotton USA Company will send in the second order. Second, Cotton USA Company also change it in from the detect product as the warranty and send it in second order. Third, to claim the warranty in the textile company, call send the email and fill the subject with the order code and tell us what do we need to help with, and the last we will give you 7 days warranty after the goods has arrived.
Thank you, Mr. George, for the time. And now it's time for Indo Textile Company to give a response. We will give like 5 minutes to discuss. Okay everybody, time is up. And now, it's time for Indo Textile Company to give a resume from the discussion. Okay, now I would like to call Mrs. Melati. Time is yours. Thank you, Mr. George, for this opportunity. I would like to begin the result of the discussion. We are really sorry that we thought if the warranty that will be given is only 7 days. That is not enough time. How if the product come late as the following contract? We need more time of warranty, about 2 months in general. About the defects of product and incomplete product, that the risk quantity that will be given, we are agree, but we disagree if the product will be sent to the next order. We want the cotton company send it directly with the free shipment, because that mistake is only from one party, that is the exporter. That's from us. Thank you.
Thank you for the time, Mrs. Melati. The way I see things in the textile company start to begin. And now it's time for Cotton USA company to give their opinion.
As our discussion, we have considered the best. We're really sorry that we couldn't agree more if the warranty will be in 2 months. Because cotton is not hard particle, it can be rude. So we will give you 3 weeks as a final of our consideration. If we find a late shipment that from the contract and it's pure from our mistake, we are agreed to give you guarantee, such as late shipment or delay from us. After we make the date on the contract, suddenly we have less cotton from farmer or the resorts of cotton product, and we can send it on time. We are agreed to give you warranty and pay the fine 1%. We are agreed to give you the rest quantity from the less quantity that we have sent before and send it directly as soon as possible, but we are really sorry we couldn't give you full free shipment. We are agreed to pay 25% of shipping. We give an opportunities to consider it again. We really respect to your opinion.
Excuse me. Sorry, could I please have your attention for one moment? Alright, we almost forget to add that about the total fines that we will pay because of our mistake. That is light segment. We will pay that 1% if there is 1 week late, 2% if 2 weeks late, 3% of 3 weeks late, 4% of 4 weeks late, and 7.5% of 2 months late, except if there is force majeure.
Excuse me for interrupting this moment. The way I think the Mr. Christina's statement is not fair for us. If there is 2 months late, will we only receive 7.5%? So that is the better way for your company to choose 2 months less than 1 month, because it's cheaper. In 1 month you have to pay 4%, while in 2 months it's only 7.5%. It should be 8%. Could you please explain that?
Excuse me, Mrs. Mawar. That policy has been established for many years. If you could say this company, USA Cotton Company, have to pay 7.5% is better than 4%, that's totally wrong. Because our company has been worked in professionally. Okay, and then after this, based on our company history, I will show it to you. Okay, based on our company history, the maximum day of delay from our company mistake is only 15 days.
That is the right statement. We will never give the word for the customer around the world.
Alright everybody, Is there any question that we need to discuss more?
With full of respect, first, could you please explain to us if there is more than 25% or even more than 50% of defect product? How is the liability of this company? Should we return the defect product and this company will change it to the perfect one? Let this continue to Mr. Mawar.
A little bit question based on Miss Malati question. What about the shipment fee of returning back the cotton to USA? How is the company liability? Will this company give a responsibility shipment fee of those returning product back to USA 100%? Pardon all of the participants here. With full of respect, Mr. George has not explained yet about the shipment ability. If there is a mistake from Content USA company, we need more explanation.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Mawar. Mr. George has mentioned 25% before. This company will change 25% of the second shipment. Okay, now for Mr. George, please could you please explain what is the liability of this company? If this company really make mistake, so what is the liability? How many percent this company will give to Indo Textile company? How many percent this company will change the fee for the second shipment?
We are really sorry of the missing answer. But that was right, I have told it before. Mrs. Christina has not all to answer. I will let Mrs. Krishna to explain more.
Okay, thank you, Mr. George. First, I would like to enforce the liability of this company. Due to the twice shipment, then the mistake is from our company. If I did we really make mistake, we will guarantee 100% of the twice shipment if the defect product more than 50% or the quantity of product less than 50%. We will guarantee 55% of the twice shipment if the defect product more than 30% or the quantity of the product less than 30%. We will guarantee 50% of the twice shipment if the defect product more than 10% or the quantity of the product less than 10%. For the rest less than 10%, we will guarantee 30% of the twice shipment. And for the defect product, your company does not need to give it to us back.
What about if the company makes two kind of mistakes more than one time? And we're really sorry. We would think that it's not fair the defect of the product less than 10%. We need to pay 70% of shipment. We still disagree with it.
Okay, let me take this part, Mrs. Krishna. Because Indo Textile still as a new customer in our company, for the first order the policy we couldn't change. We are really sorry again, because this policy applies to all new customer companies around the world. But if you order routine in minimum one time in every year with quantity minimum 300 tons and you has ordered more than 3 times, same as discount that will be available. We will change the policy. If we make mistake, even it's only less than 10%, we will guarantee all of the twice shipment.
Alright, Mrs. We will make sure that we will make no mistake. Because
A satisfied customer is the best for us.
If there is something that haven't clear and need to discuss, it is our pleasure.
Very respectful, I'm as the CEO still disagree if there will be 15% mistake from your company. Our company wants to impose to 5.
Could you please explain what kind of fine miss that your company did?
Based on my opinion, if the mistake more than 15%, the thing has taken up our time, delay production and northern loss. Cotton USA has to give us 2 times quantity from before plus free twice shipment.
The rules is general. We also don't ask money as the fee. For the first shipment, we don't need to give it back.
Okay, our company has agreed. We can make it in our contract. And the validity will since the third order same as you will get discount.
I'm sorry, sir. We couldn't agree more. What about it will be valid since the first time we ordered to your company? With all due respect, because the mistake is from your company.
Those you has order less than 30 tons, we can give that to you. Please, Mrs. Krishna, take your time to explain the policy of quantity product to get a guarantee.
Alright, if your company order more than 50 tons as the first order, we will give those kind of warranty. If that is really happen, and accept the documents that must be from us and we already mentioned in before together. Out of those documents that we have discussed, we are agreed to pay 100% of the fine and fees of anything. But for those documents that we haven't discussed, we call them quarantine.
Well, is there anything to discuss more? We are running short on time. There is still 10 minutes left. Okay, so let's move to another topic.
Excuse me, for the last time, I really feel that we haven't discussed if there a lack of an important document as a recruitment in customs. What is the company ability?
If that is really happen, and accept the documents that must be from us and we already mentioned in before together. Out of those documents that we have discussed, we are agreed to pay 100% of the fine and fees of anything. But for those documents that we haven't discussed, we call them quarantine.
As an importer, your company should know your own rules in Indonesia. Rules that come so sudden from your country policy we couldn't guarantee.
Alright, we are agree as long as the quality of the product is very well same as the sample that you give to us previous months ago.
Alright everybody, I need your attention for a while. I want to give you the example of the cotton from our company. You can feel the texture. It's really pure and also white. Here miss. Okay, if you want to check the originality or an organic cotton, you can check on the laboratory. And it also have a certificate. The certificate of the Cotton USA company organic cotton.
Alright, we are agreed to sign the contract. Thank you Mr. Georgia for the time, Mr. Christina and Miss Georgia. We are really pleasure to have a good business with this company.
Well, thank you for coming to our country and have such great discussion. Hopefully, our company become a good partner not only once but until the future and anytime.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, could I please have your attention for a moment? I will read a resume from the discussion today. Our discussion today with the topic of product inspection and damage detection. The results are following below. First, to claim the warranty, Indotextile company could send the email and fill the subject with the order code and tell us what do we need to help with. Second, if there is an incomplete product after the product has arrived in Indonesia, Katan USA company will give the rest quantity of the less quantity that they sent before. Katan USA company will send directly after the claim. Third, Katan USA company also change it from the defect product as the warranty and send it directly after claim. Fourth, Katan USA company will give 3 weeks warranty after the goods has arrived because Katan is not a hard particles. 5. If they find late shipment date from the contract and it's pure from Katan USA company mistake, they are agreed to give Indotextile company guarantee. 5. If they find late shipment date from the contract and it's pure from Katan USA company mistake, they are agreed to give Indotextile company a guarantee. Late shipment such as delay that pure from Katan USA company. And 6. After both parties make the date on the contract, suddenly we have less cotton and Katan USA company couldn't send it on time, they are agreed to give warranty and pay the fine 1% if there will be on 1 week late, 2% 2 weeks late, 3% 3 weeks late, and 4% 4 weeks late, and 7.5% of 2 months late except if there will be a force majeure. 7th, if indeed Katan USA company really make mistake for a new customer, they will guarantee 100% of twice shipment. If the defect product more than 50% or the quantity of the product less than 50%, they will guarantee 75% of the twice shipment. If the defect product more than 30% or the quantity of the product less than 30%, they will give 50% of the twice shipment. If the defect product more than 10% or the quantity of the product less than 10%. For the rest, the less than 10%, we will guarantee 30% of the twice shipment. And for the defect product, Indotextile company doesn't need to give the defect product back to Katan USA company. 8. Discount will be available after 3 times as customer that order in our company. 9. If Indotextile order routine in minimum 1 time in every year, the quantity minimum 300 tons, and they have ordered more than 3 times, Katan USA will change the policy. If Katan USA make mistake, even it's only less than 10%, they will guarantee all the twice shipments. 10th, after 3rd order, Katan USA company has to give Indotextile company 2 times quantity from before plus free twice shipment if they really make mistake more than 50% both defect or less quantity. And the last agreement for today, if there is last document that will be checked on custom and accept the document that must be from Katan USA company, and we have mentioned it before together, will pay 100% of the fine and fees of anything. But for those documents that both parties haven't discussed together, Katan USA company couldn't work. If anyone have any question or want to give a feedback to our company, please feel free to email us. And congratulations for Mrs. Mawar and also Mr. George that successfully built this contract. Please
magical. Let me